What up, everyone? We've got a new box here. Lootaku. So, this is a box from Hong Kong. A foreign box. Very big, very expensive. So, I actually know pretty much nothing about this box. It was recommended to me by a few people on the channel, so I think they're all curious to hear about it. But big box hopefully means big ticket items. I don't remember if I got which month box I got. One of the themes was like Avengers, so I hope it's that one, but I can't remember. This may be an anime theme one. I get so many I lose track after a while. But let's take a look at this and see what we got. Bubble wrap. Alrighty. So this, I don't think this is anime themed, but it looks like a robot theme. So let's take a look at some of these items. First, we got a pop figure, Voltron. So that's actually pretty cool. I don't mind him at all. He looks pretty nice. I like the ones that are kind of outside the normal shape of the pop figures, and this one pretty much is. It's got a nice sculpt and design to it. Paint job is always kind of iffy, but that's just how it is on pop figures. So that's cool. That'll do. Next, we got NT Edge style. So this looks like a figure. You can see in there. Let's take a look at the back. So I'm not sure what this is from. I'm guessing some anime. I'm not super familiar with it. Yeah, I'm guessing that's the name of the anime. I don't recognize it all, but the quality on it looks very nice. Which maybe I'll take it out of there and take a better look at it, but looks like a nice figure. I wish I was familiar with it. So like I said, I wish I'd gotten the Avengers one. But you know, that's life. Next, oh my gosh, so I actually saw this at the comic store the other day. These are Robotech figures. So this is actually a little blind box figure. Is it focusing? It's not. So we got one of the figures on the side here. So let's open it up and see which one we got. I was actually looking at these at the comic shop. They're pretty expensive though, from what I saw. Alright, so it looks like I got one of the badass ones. I'm not familiar with the characters at all, so you focusing. Anyway, so we got this dude. I wish I was more familiar with this series, so I'll have to look up which character it is, but he looks really cool. He looks like a really nice figure. Good quality, good sculpt. I'll take it. Alrighty. So this looks like a Transformers figure. Oh my gosh, I actually really like these too. I have one of these that I showed in a weekly roundup way long ago. I got Optimus, the one I have is Optimus Prime. This is Soundwave. And from what I know, they actually light up. Yeah, I got Optimus Prime up there. So these are just little posable figures. Pretty sure. Yeah, okay. So let's take a look at this. So there's a little posable figure here of Soundwave. And I'm pretty sure he lights up. I'm pretty sure Optimus lights up. It's got a little button on the back of his head. Maybe it needs batteries, though. Oh, pull tab. There we go. Da-ding. So yeah. So his eyes light up. How cool is that? Yeah, I actually really like these figures. They're very nice in quality, and they sell for a decent amount. That's really cool. I actually wanted, they have Grimlock on there. I really like Grimlock. He's one of my favorites. But Soundwave is cool, too. Very nice quality figure. I like that as well. Alright, moving on. Looks like we got another Transformers figure that actually transforms. So it looks like we got a little Optimus Prime. This looks like a nice little Japanese figure, and he transforms pretty well. I like that he's in a little Windows display box. That's pretty cool. So we got a little mini Transformer. Nice. Good shit. Alrighty. And it looks like that was all the items in the box. Oh, cool. And it actually does come with a description card, which I really appreciate, because most foreign boxes don't. So I'm glad that this does, because I actually don't recognize all these. And they actually have their own values on here. Makes my job pretty easy, so that's pretty cool. Alright, so I'll take a short break and do some research. Not too much, I guess, since they already have the values on here, but I'll do some research because it probably costs a little bit to get them in the US versus what they cost there in Hong Kong. So I'll research that. Alright, see you soon. Alright, we are back. Let's talk about some value on these items. First, the Voltron. This goes for like $12 to $15 here in the US. Now, like I said, they gave values on the card. They're not totally accurate. They're pretty close, but they're not totally accurate because things are going to cost different here in the U.S. to get them shipped here versus what they would cost in U.S. dollars in Hong Kong. So they're pretty close to the value, but not quite there. But this gets about $12 to $15 value. But it's a really nice pop figure. I like it. I think it's a good one. Next, this is from NX Edge. So it's called NX Edge Style. I wish I knew more about it because it's a really cool figure. It's very nice in quality. So I wish I knew more about this company or this show. But it is a very nice quality figure, so hopefully people getting this do recognize it. But that figure runs right around $30, give or take a buck or two, but right around 30 bucks. Then, our Transformers figure. So you got the option of one of 5. You could have got Optimus, pretty much the ones here, Optimus, Grimlock, Soundwave, Starscream, Bumblebee. So those 5. And they're really cool figures. I really like them. I actually had the Optimus Prime one, so I'm glad I didn't get that. But these run like $22 to $25, depending on which figure you want. Obviously, Optimus is more popular, Soundwave less so. So $22 to $25, right around that amount. But I really like those figures. They're very cool. I like them a lot. Next, the Robotech blind box. I saw these in my local comic shop for, I think they were 15 bucks a piece, and I saw them on eBay for 15 bucks a piece. If you want a specific character, it might give or take $1 or $2, but for just the blind box, it's going to be right around 15. That seems pretty unanimous price. But the quality on these is very nice. Again, I wish I knew more about that show specifically, but either way, it looks like a really cool figure, because I remember seeing these in the comic shop the other day, and I was going to purchase one, even though I didn't know about this show specifically. They still just looked really cool and looked like good quality figures. So I like that. Next, we have the Takara, what is the company name? Takara Tomy. Anyway, we got this Optimus Prime figure. This runs about $12 to $15. It's got a nice little window display. Seems like it's from Japan. And yeah, that's all the items in the box. So, with our value on the low end, we have 91. On the high end, an even 100. Now, this box is, like I said, very expensive. Not just because it's foreign and it costs a lot to get it shipped over here, but because it is a big box. We got big ticket items in here. Nothing huge, but we got like this sculpture here is good in quality, and some figures that you don't see here in America, and that's what you'd expect to see. Because no one likes it when you're in America, buy a foreign box, and they're sending you American stuff. No one really likes it. So with the exception of the pop, it's all stuff from Japan, which I think is really cool. And that's what you'd want from this company. So I'm kind of bummed that I didn't get the Avengers one, because I'm really excited to see what's in that one. And I'll probably check out an unboxing, because I'm curious what kind of stuff they put in there, because I would have recognized that more, and it's cool to get stuff you can't get in America. So I really appreciate that. But this box costs $49 US to get, and then it's another $16 to get shipped to the US. It ships worldwide, so anyone can get it, but the shipping cost varies depending on where you live. So to get it in the US, it'll cost $65 total, which is very expensive. From what I know, that's the most expensive monthly box around. And this isn't just a one-off, it is actually a monthly subscription, so it does come each month. I don't remember if I subscribed to it or not. Maybe I just got one, so maybe I will get the Avengers box. I don't know. But anyway, this one I thought was a pretty cool box. It's really cool to see stuff that you don't see commonly here. Value-wise, not tremendous, but definitely more than you paid for, which is cool. And it's hard to do with foreign boxes because you have to take into account shipping and stuff like that. So on the low end, you got probably 50% more than you paid for, which is pretty decent considering it's foreign. And you got good quality stuff, and you got different stuff. It wasn't exclusive or anything, but it's stuff that you really wouldn't see here in America unless you went to like a very specific comic shop. But it's really cool. And I was right on the theme. It's Robot Mania, so that's pretty much what the theme was here. Probably not my personal choice of themes, because it's obviously geared more towards like anime and things like that, which I'm not super familiar with, but the quality on the things they picked out was very nice. So I'm curious to see what they'll do with future themes. So, that all being said, I'm going to give this box a 7 out of 10. Because you got decent value, you definitely got more than you paid for, but it's more about the variety here. You get good variety, you get things that you aren't seeing every day, and that's what more this box would be about. That's the point of getting like foreign boxes. You're pretty much never going to get double your value on foreign boxes, because like I said, shipping just brings down or brings up the cost so much, so it brings down the value. So that's to be expected, but it's good to get different stuff in here. And it's always cool when they're not just filling it with like candy and stuff. So I like this box, and I think it's worth checking out. So a lot of people on the channel have asked about that, so I hope that helps. So I'd say wait for a theme that you like and then try it out. I don't know how well it'd work with like canceling it and then resubscribing, because since it takes so long to get here, you might get charged more than once by the time the first box gets here. So I'm not totally sure on that, but if you see a theme you like, I think it'd be worth checking out. And it's pretty cool to see what kind of stuff they can do there in Japan. So like I said, I'm curious to see what they have in the coming months. So I might try this out again if they come up with a really cool theme. Anyway, this has been Lootaku, 7 out of 10 on the box. Let me know what you guys thought about the items. Talk to you in the comments. Love you all. Peace.